Thank you so much for staying with us here on iBrand Daybreak Friday edition. You know how we do it. We always have so much fun having conversations with creatives, and we call it Star Corner. Joining us to shine as a star this morning is Slim Saint. He said he does a lot of things, but today we're focusing on the comedian in him. Hi, Slim. Good morning.
Yeah, hi. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine. Lagos traffic.
You had to think about it first before you answer.
You know, being a Nigerian, you have to think about being fine. Like this now, as I woke up, Lagos traffic.
Wait, Slim. Are you fine or not?
I'm fine.
Good. That's a better way of saying it. All right. Let us get into it. Yeah, you're a comedian.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if not that you said this is what you want to be focusing on, there are other things I would like for us to talk about. But of course, let's start this way. Then the trajectory of this conversation will determine if I kick you under the bus or not.
Put me on the spot.
All right. Well, you are a young comedian in a very vast industry.
Yeah.
That is actually very fast growing. At some point, it felt like comedy was being left behind, you know, with music and movies.
Exactly.
On a very speed lane, on a very fast lane. And for a period of time, we didn't hear anything from comedians. We didn't even know what was going on with them. Like, are these guys even still in business? But here are people like you who are reviving the business. Yeah. Generally, anybody would think an average comedian just wakes up in the morning happy. Is that true?
It's a lie. It's a very big lie.
So what's it like being a comedian? What's your daily life like?
The irony of being a comedian is that we are not as happy as you think we are, but then we tend to make you happy. You know, my day-to-day life is just fine. Keep pushing.
Like you were thinking about being fine this morning.
Exactly, you know. You know, when you are not at the peak, when you're not like there where you want to be, you need to still strive hard and all. It's taxing at the same time. It's always, but we just thank God. At least we're here now. Jesus will intervene. You see my bangle. All
right, so yeah, you know how I started with how that movies and you know music were moving faster than comedy. But then in the last, say, decade, there's been like a revival in comedy, and then 2020 happened and a whole new different industry of comedy on its own was created. I'm talking about skit makers and online comedians. Which of these levels do you belong to? Stand-up, skit making?
At the moment, I don't feel like I know I'm into all this space in comedy. I started stand-up comedy, or I started acting comedy 2014. Then I started official skit making 2016. Then I started doing stand-up comedy 2017, 18-ish. I just do everything, and basically I've been pushing both sides, and you know, anyone can work out for you. The generation we find ourselves today, you can be funny as a skit maker, and you might not be funny on stand-up. You know, so but I'm funny in both sides. You know,
someone is ringing his bell. Really?
It's just what it is.
You know, I'm looking at you and I'm seeing a young man who is probably in his late teens, early 20s. Please, this is not me putting you in a box, but just listen to where I'm going to with this. Yeah. And you are doing comedy with your full chest. You used to appear on TV. You're not afraid your parents will see you.
Okay. The fun fact is, my dad never supported being a comedian.
I was waiting for that part.
At first, he wanted me to study law in the University of Nigeria. And it was like, in every family, there must be a lawyer, that kind of thing. And I was like, okay. But as God will have it, I made my way into mass communication. I'm now a graduate. And it's just life. I just feel like it happens.
But what has that perspective, what has changed about it? I mean, support-wise from home and
exactly. I've gone for competitions. I've won. Okay, I've gone for like a lot of competitions, and I've won a lot actually. There was one I went for, the Nigeria Spirit Talent Hunt. I bagged like 2 M and some endorsement deals, and it was from there my family started. Okay, like say money did this come. it's like we have to support him and all, you know. That from there in my university I won like a couple of competitions too. In my first semester, I think Cowbell Coffee, as at that time I was like 2017 or 18, and you know, they've just been saying that this guy is actually good and he's, you know, he's helping, but let him finish school first, then we can. But now I'm done with school and, you know, they're like giving me the whole full support. And
that's good to know. Just before I hand you over to Sam, because he's itching to ask you questions.
I can see it.
But I see that you work with Mr. Funny Sabinus.
Yeah.
I mean, how do I fashion this question that I want to ask you now? You know, when you have, forgive my language, but two crazy people in a room, it's going to be full of madness. But you, in your own craze, you're able to manage it enough that you have enough space to manage another person's craze. How is it working with Sabinus?
I feel like it just happened. It's not like we planned the whole P. I just feel like it's God's grace, and he saw me and he liked my personality and was like, come. Then put up a show. He was doing a show. Then I came and I performed. And I brought him on stage. We made a couple of jokes together, and the crowd loved it. And outside comedy, he's a very good person. He loves to help people in any way he can help. And he has been like, come to Lagos, and here I am. In Lagos. So hopefully we'll do one or two things, get going with the craft and see where God takes us to.
Of course, Sam.
All right, now, so before we go talk about the money aspect of your career, because of course that's the in thing for you. You know, some quotas have said that you know, stand-up comedy, like you called it acting comedy, or even the skit making. It's mostly, you know, very difficult, you know, doing it in English. What's your take on that? Do you find it very comfortable doing stand-up comedy in English or in Pidgin?
For me, I feel like as a comedian, you need to know your audience at first. It depends on your audience. That will determine the type of approach you give them. Most audience these days don't fancy English jokes.
Wow.
That's what I noticed.
Why is it? Because it's
always
dry?
it's not going to, it's hard to make people laugh with English, like the expression, the punchline. It will be too serious, depending on the comedian and how he delivers. The most important thing is the delivery. In a comedy setting, if you have a good delivery, it doesn't matter. But then for me, I prefer cracking jokes with Pidgin because it's unique in its own way. Like I can drop a punchline and you will just be thrown off balance. Like I don't know how to put it.
I understand.
You know, there are a lot of jokes that I write.
They usually relate
with Pidgin, but it depends on the audience and setting. Sometimes I go in and crack English jokes, depending. Sometimes I had a show in a private university, December, and private university, you know, most of them are at the bottom. So I understood the setting, and it was English jokes I made, and they were laughing. So sometimes I go to Benin, Asaba, and I would know that, or Warri, you know that this is Pidgin. You cannot come to Warri and be saying. So there is one guy that they, you know, it will be too serious, and it's going to be.
All right. Now talking about you know, ways of making money, the platforms. You know, I know we have several platforms where you guys, you know, make your income from, as far as making money in the business is concerned. But what are some of those very most reliable platforms that you can, you know, really, you know, put your content on?
I feel like it's social media to start with. God bless social media, you know, Facebook page, Instagram page, TikTok page, Twitter now page. There are a lot of ways you can earn from the media, the online space, you know. But I think like at the moment, Facebook pays more because they value, like there's a whole lot of things you have to pass through doing monetization. But Facebook pays, And Instagram, you just get your own publicity, get your own maybe endorsement deals, you know, ambassadorial deals and all. But when it comes to money online, I feel like Facebook pays more. But TikTok also pays. You know, when you go on live, you can see, I know a couple of friends and content creators that they'll just go on live on TikTok and they'll just be getting lion head. You know, lion is like, I think $100 or $500, that's like 500K just being on live, you know. So people are making money from all these platforms. So now come to think of you being the sole proprietor of all these platforms, like having your own handle, earning from social media, even YouTube, come to think of it, YouTube also pays massively too. So all these platforms help.
All right. Before I hand you over to her, let me just throw this one more question to you.
Okay.
Currently, Nigeria, you know, as a country, you know, is actually sitting on a very high level of inflation. I'm talking about 26.72%, the highest in 2 decades. And of course, the reality of this is that this is really putting a whole lot of holes, you know, in the pockets of Nigerians, affecting them. Nigerians are bleeding from every part of the body just to survive. Now, my question is this in any way impacting negatively in your sector? I'm talking about the comedy sector, either the stand-up comedy or the skit making.
If Nigeria is good, it's good for all. If Nigeria is bad, it's bad for all. You know, it affects. I feel like it affects at some point. You know, but I just feel like you need to plan ahead for the rainy days, and that's what keeps most comedians till now. You know, if there's inflation or if there's anything that is going to affect the whole stream of income or making money as a comedian or as an act, you need to work ahead of it. There are sometimes people who do shows and sponsors won't come.
Sure.
Or there are sometimes you post online and Facebook won't accept your monetization, or YouTube won't even send you.
Or a lot of people won't even stream it.
Do you get? Because it's when they stream. When Nigeria is good, when your pocket doesn't have it's not exactly, you know, you buy data, you watch my skits, and Facebook will calculate it and pay. You know,
it's a chain.
Do you understand? It's a chain that still revert back to me. So if it's obviously going to affect, but there are still.
So what are you guys doing just to make sure that you guys remain in business irrespective?
Hard work. We keep praying, and you know, we make investments just so that if you bad as bad, you fall back on something. You know, it's
like a plan B.
Exactly. You know, it's not every time you are going to be trending but you just have something you have to fall back on, or you just look up to God, hoping for something good to come out.
All right.
You know.
All right. So recently there was this controversy in your industry about people who do not write their jokes, people who steal other people's jokes, people who repeat jokes, and all that. I've actually been sitting here and, you know, trying to find a way to better fashion this question for you, but let me just allow you to be free with your response. How do you react to all that talk about write your joke or you don't write your joke, you buy your joke, you steal people's joke, or you repeat your jokes? How do you respond to all that?
Okay, I feel like you're going to help me. The question is too much. First off, so like the first question is, how do I react to people that steal people's jokes? Okay, first and foremost, as a comedian, you need to be spontaneous. That means you need to be funny at a spot, you know. I actually don't blame people that steal people's jokes.
Really?
At some point, especially, get my word correctly. If you steal jokes when you are an upcoming, okay, I'll be like, okay, it's fine.
But
do you understand? Because every comedian actually did that while coming up. Because you are just new into the industry. It's very hard to write your own jokes. Everything here now. If not that I'm like this, I cannot make a joke about this, you know. But there are some comedians that will come and, you know, make jokes about this. So getting into the industry as an upcoming, not everyone knows how to write their own jokes. So they tend to look at their mentor, role model, and when you watch your role model too much, his jokes will always be in your head. I can remember when I was growing up, my role model then was Acapella, AY, Basket Mouth, The Stalker, you know, Gordons, Elenu, Sheilo, you know. So this is like 2014, 15, and all their jokes still in my head, you know. Every comedian has, if you're an upcoming, I feel like it's not going to help you, because imagine you going for a show and your jokes that you want to perform is the same jokes Sheilo that is being brought on for the show is going to perform. It's going to be like cliche. It's going to be, you know. So it's not good. I'm going to tell you the truth, it's not good. But as an upcoming, you never can tell. Just work on your own self so you'll be unique in your own space. And then secondly,
for people who are dragged, or should I say judged, for not, you know, writing their own jokes or buying jokes.
Exactly. That's where I'm hot, because as an upcoming now, you have written your own jokes, you have performed in 1 or 2 platforms. Then the bigger dogs in the industry hears your jokes and they reform it to make it their own, or maybe they crack it just the same way
that you did,
without giving you accolades and all, just because they know. Some of them are not fooling you, but they, you know, they see your stuff. They might not even like it, so you notice. But I know a couple of people that, you know, they've cracked my joke and all. It happens, you know, it happens.
And what happens when that happens? You know, it's easy to sit back and say it happens.
Cannot do anything now.
Because, you know, this type of thing, upcoming or not, big dog or not, cannot happen in the music industry.
Exactly.
Do you understand? It cannot happen in the movie industry. You cannot still...
Yeah.
It has happened a couple of times in the movie industry, because of how the industry is, right? I can understand that, but then it's even more rampant in the comic industry. Why is that? If it happens in the music industry, it's even your fans that will help you and drag that person until you know the person does right by you. But it seems to happen a lot in the comic industry, and it's like you people don't have lawyers, or you don't have comic lawyers.
Like right now,
like I don't get it. Why do you people let it happen?
I feel like it's even more. It's more serious now, because you can be sued for cracking my jokes. I can be sued for cracking your own jokes. Like now, you know, they've taken it serious in the comedy industry. So like everybody's, you know, heads up, let's make your own jokes, write your own jokes. That's why, like, if you're going for shows, you need to write your own jokes. Like, let it be you that own the jokes. And, you know, I know it's very painful, but actually, if they thief your joke, you don't get what you want to. Like, there's actually nothing you can do about the whole thing. Especially when it's a senior colleague, you cannot go to your the DM and say, "Baba, you thief my joke," or you just lament, you hold it till you get to that top. Any day you see it, you'll be like, "Oh my boss, that joke."
But do you not think that you know something should be able to happen when things like that happen?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have your legal OP, you know, you can sue the person, or if you message the person and the person is proving like, yeah, and I may get the joke, and I may, oh yeah, no, let's file it.
All right, quickly, because our time is almost up. Okay. You have functioned in this industry. I mean, I'm hearing you call back dates as far back as 2014. So it means you've lasted. You've been there for a very long time, and I must commend that. That's actually really good. But in that space of time till now, what would you say is the biggest challenge you've had to deal with being in the comic industry?
Biggest challenge.
The reason I'm not be saying no today.
Plenty.
Really?
I begin talk. But first off is the financial aspect.
How is that?
As an act, you know, especially when you are still upcoming, you need funds. You need to hold yourself because I do shows. I do annual shows every year. You know, I've done like 4. And some other shows are not my annual shows, but you know, you need to have your own money to put up these things, to call big artists, call big comedians. I think my first show I called Akpororo to Enugu, I flew him. But like all these things, you need to have your own money to start up all these things. And secondly, the big dogs sometimes they don't really send us. Do you understand? Like they don't really care if you are even. They just. I feel like this period. I know it might be wrong for me to say, but they are waiting for you to get to that place before they will now recognize you or notice you and all. But they are still good guys that are funny.
In every 12.
Do you get? They are still good guys that are very funny, that are hidden. Like, it's crazy, but you know, it's the world find out. It's life we chose actually.
Chai.
It's just it can't be like saying a tragedy.
Jesus will intervene, don't worry.
But then like we just keep praying and hoping for the best, you know. There are a whole lot of challenges. Sometimes you shoot skits, cameraman will tell you I no record, you go start again. Sometimes you do a show, videographer will say I lost the file. Sometimes you call a comedian, that day you cancel you book comedian flight to celebrity. That day we cancel the flight. Do
you want us to delve into this conversation of
let's not
booking somebody and the person not showing up?
Please, let's not go there.
We shouldn't, right? Yeah. But if you're telling me let's not go there, I'm going to be counting on you to have this conversation with the you-know-who, and that shouldn't happen again. It's not good.
It's
not nice at all. All right. You did mention that you usually have annual shows. Are we expecting anytime soon? Did anyone happen in dirty December?
No, not December. My shows are like, it just happens when the spirit leads.
Preach.
So, so like I think my first show, Funny and Slim Saints, Funny and Reckless, 1.0. That was when I brought up Pororo. I did it in my school, UNN. Sold out the capacity as at that time. Then my second show was a comedy special, first ever in Enugu, and second ever in Southeast. A Date with Slim Saint, that was February 2022. Then my third show was My Jokes in Your Head, another comedy special, January last year. Then I opened a comedy club, first ever in Enugu, last year. I did like a couple of runs with it, like it lasted for like some months. Then I had to go back to school, finish my final year, and now I'm here. So we're just looking at, I'm done with school, so anything I'm going to be doing, I have more fan base in Southeast, you know, so I'm here to create a new fan base for myself, you know. So if I'm doing anything, it's going to be like an homecoming to my university, or possibly a comedy special, something small. So,
but you know, there are some very popular names when it comes to comedy, especially in Enugu. I'm not going to sit here and be calling names. Me and you, we know them.
Yeah.
So, but have you tried to, you know, reach out, work with these people, do collaborations, and what was it like?
The truth I'll tell you for free is this. In Enugu, they don't really send you. I don't know if it's just in Enugu or in Lagos or the whole comedy space, but they don't really send you. Just do your thing, blow your blow. We go meet at the top.
I know, right?
It's just feel. Just feel like, I don't like to list names, but just feel that like, Slim, come, like hold me for hand like this. I see something in you, you're good. Come, like, you know.
You want to give shout outs?
Paskido, he's a married man, it's kids, you know. But that's no, he's a very good guy. Paskido.
Shout out to Paskido.
You know, he's always there for me. Bad as he bad, he will just be like, Slim, put this up, put this. You know, I met him recently, safe. That's to tell you how it's been. But there are other people, Twin Parrots too, MC Machine. You know, other people too that have, you know, helped in one way or the other. But like, everybody's just like, bro, go and blow. Like, just do your thing, blow. Because then they are seeing me like a student that, you know, maybe they are just looking me less, that kind of thing. But me, I know small. And I know 2024 make room was
then they reason you somehow.
You get.
And they pay you, Abi.
They touch me. But I've been making grounds. They've been seeing the history. They've been seeing my records that I've been breaking and all. You know, And it's still like they are not, you know, they are not convinced, you know. That's why I'm like, let me come to another space.
What do you think you need to do to really give them that feeling?
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm in Lagos.
Of course. Go and go back home, Abi.
Let me leave my comfort zone.
And your prime space.
Did you get?
I see. I see what you did with that. But our time is up. So
wow.
You said your show used to happen as the Spirit leads.
Yeah.
So please tune into Holy Spirit 010.5 to get more information on Slim Saint's upcoming show. If not, exactly. You will miss it.
You will miss it.
But please just give us heads up when the Spirit starts ministering to you.
Sure, definitely.
Let us know on time.
I'll tag iBrand. I love this brand actually. Wonderful brand. So I'll tag
You're in the right space actually.
Thank you so much.
Thank you once again, Slim, for coming on the show.
Yeah.
We appreciate your time. If people want to reach out to you, what are your social media handles?
On Instagram.
You the reason your social media handles?
No, this my guy. On Instagram at comedian_slim_saint or Omekuru at Omekuru. On Twitter at Omekuru with the exclamation mark. On Facebook, Comedian Slim Saint. On TikTok, Omekuru or Comedian Slim Saint. Anyone where you put it, you see him. Even if you go Google, type my name, you see my name.
Alright, go ahead. And you have your materials on YouTube, on these platforms?
Yeah, I have
for
my
streaming?
jokes. Yeah, I have my stuff on Instagram, most especially Facebook, YouTube, anywhere, TikTok, everywhere you see me more.
All right.
And Snapchat.
So while you fly up to the sky to blow and come back home, shoot parachute so that some people can follow you.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, talking about that, yeah, I did a comedy special, my last one, and I actually did an open mic contest to help comedians, hidden comedians in my university. So the first one I went on with 50K, the second one was like 30K, and a 3-month endorsement deal.
You be doing so.
It's not like that. It's just we're helping our.
You be doing
ourselves,
rising, you know? By lifting others.
No, now like I'm just trying my best because I know that talent day.
Yeah.
As I'm like this now, I'm funny, but I know see people still funny way they under like they just need the whole.
It's a beautiful mindset that you work with, and that's very commendable. So once again, thank you so much, Slim. Hopefully we'll get to see you again on this platform.
Definitely, most definitely.
Go ahead, stream his materials. They're all up on social media, Instagram, X, Facebook, on YouTube. Binge watch it. Yes, that's how he gets paid. So I'm telling you, yes, I'm telling you to go and watch it so that he can get paid. Please go and binge on his page, subscribe, hit the notification button, and just support our own iBrand Daybreak Star Corner. When we return, other stars will be joining us to shine. Stay with us.